right, welcome back. Casual Crossover Podcast. Today we're gonna take a look at what the Lakers should be doing this offseason. They just got bounced in the first round by the Phoenix Suns, but they're in a tight spot with their salary cap. So Alex here is the biggest Laker Nation fan. So Alex, what are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, I feel like they had an all right season, given what they had, like the injuries, the 71 days off from the previous season after a championship run, right? And then 21 of those days was training camp. So really it's only 50 days off. That's why the injuries piled up and everything. Many people got injured, right? KCP, LeBron, AD, everybody was just banged up. Going into the offseason, I feel like I don't really even know, honestly. Just looking at the people they're committed to, like there's a lot of people that I don't think the Lakers should give up. Like I don't think they should give up Alex Caruso. I don't think they should give up KCP.
CP is committed though. He have a contract, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like if you're talking about off-season moves, right? Like I can see them potentially trading KCP, right?
Mhm.
But I don't want to see them. I don't want to see KCP go. Even though during his years on the Lakers, I've been trashing on the guy for so many years, like year after year. It just became a thing where I'm just kind of like, you know what, I got used to this guy. Like he's pretty good, pretty decent in the last 2 years. I think they should. I thought Talon Horton Tucker was on contract, but I guess apparently he's not on contract next year.
I think he's restricted.
He's looking to get paid.
He's looking to get paid. You think he's going to try to get paid?
Oh yeah. He's on like a 1.2 right now. He's looking at like 8. And then Caruso's looking for.
I feel like there's a way that the Lakers can retain the guy and not pay him too much, just because it's the Lakers and just because this is the team that drafted him.
Okay,
and he's gonna get a bit. If LeBron's like, hey, I'm gonna commit to giving you a bigger role. Or not LeBron, but like say, sorry, with Rob Pelinka, say Rob Pelinka.
LeBron the GM, right? LeBron the GM.
Hey, sorry, you already know. Like even Rob Pelinka said, in the offseason, I will consult LeBron and Anthony Davis about the roster like decisions, right? Like, which is really fair, right? Because they're the best two players. Obviously, you want players that can play well with them that they like, right? So, I mean, I think they can find a way. Be like, hey, we're gonna give you more minutes, a bigger role, continue to develop the guy. I feel like they can retain him for cheap. I feel like they should also keep Kuzma. As much as like the amount of hate Kuzma's getting, you can see the growth. You can actually see the growth of Kuzma playing defense. And I see you laughing right now, but in the rookie season, this guy's all he did was score. He's all he did was they play him 40 minutes a game, right? And then let him go out there and just keep jacking up shots, which made him score a lot. And that's why people had the illusion of him being like a Jason Tatum, but which he is not. He was overrated. But now people are kind of underrating him in a way where he's not asked to score. Like you can't. Like there's AD and there's LeBron, and people are always talking about why can't Kuzma score? Like, come on, you have these guys on the team. How are you going to score? And so he transferred his role into playing defense, into passing the ball, executing plays, which he has been doing really well from the games that I've watched. So the very minimum, I don't want to see come back.
He's just out there doing cardio.
He doesn't
like 35 minutes. He's just doing cardio.
It comes back to not having plays, right? Like THT gets more plays than he does. Like THT gets the ball more than he does, right?
That's because he could create his own shot. Like Kuzma, I don't know if he
Kuzma can, but at the same time, it's like I don't know. But like Kuzma
Yeah.
said in his exit interview, right? He's gonna start practicing his handles and get his handles tight. And he feels like if he can get his handles better, his game can take off from there.
So
Which I do.
what's sorry to cut you off. What's ironic to me is you take a look at the old Lakers. They had D'Angelo Russell, Julius Randle, Brandon Ingram, and Kuzma all on the same team. Am I missing anybody? And Lonzo Ball.
No,
Oh, sorry.
D'Lo was not on the same team as Kuzma and Lonzo. So
Okay, sorry. So take D'Lo off and put Lonzo back in.
yeah, Lonzo,
Guy
Kuzma.
the Heat turns out to be the worst player of the four. The other guys are thriving.
I wanna be a little bit. I wanna defend Kuzma a little bit there because like what Alex was saying, because AD and LeBron's there, so there's only so much he can get developed or thrive, right? For Ingram, Randall, and Lonzo, like when they got traded, they went to the team where like there's no like a legit number one on those teams. So it's kind of like they kind of like get forced into that role of like, oh, you have to thrive or else that team is not going to go anywhere. But like props to Ingram, right? Props to Randall, right? For improving like that drastic improvement. And then same for Lonzo, got so much better now. But for Kuzma, it's kind of like like what Alex is saying. Like there's not a lot that he could do because he's a complementary piece in the Lakers. So it's ironic. Like while I agree with Alex that maybe Lakers should keep Kuzma, at the same time, if he really want to get better, I feel like the only way he can get better is to get traded. Because I mean LeBron and AD's gotta be there for another few years. So
I hear you.
His development is gonna be restricted, right? He's never gonna be the number 2 option because LeBron and AD is already the number 1 and 1A. And Kuzma, he like Alex said, he can try to develop a handle and like create his shot, but is he gonna be able to use it when he's playing with LeBron and AD? Probably not, right? So yeah, he's if he's doing any like summer off season training, it's more like he's trying to build his value higher for the Lakers to trade him to get back a piece, like if he get better, it's not for his development in the Lakers, but it's more for his development in the league, so that he will be like a piece that other teams want to get, or a piece that a team will ask for when they're trading with the Lakers. So it's I don't know if it's productive. I feel like it's counterproductive for Kuzma himself, but then in the long run, it's good for his development if he plays for another team.
Just to correct Clark a little bit on what he said, I don't think the Lakers believed that Kuzma was the best player and therefore kept him. Like that's there's no way, because like they're not stupid. Like LeBron is not stupid, right? Like the management, they're not stupid. At the same time, Pelicans management is also not stupid. Do you think they don't know that Kuzma is the worst player out of Lonzo and Ingram and the 3 of them? Like they know. That's why they ask for Lonzo and Ingram, and they're not going to ask for Kuzma.
Well, that was the piece they wouldn't part with, right? Like originally, the first deal they had in place, I think it was Magic Johnson. He was negotiating. That was like, I think Kuzma was part of that initial deal. And then when Rob Pelinka took over, he wouldn't include him.
Well,
no,
I think
from what I understand is that they specifically want Ingram and Lonzo. Like they don't want Kuzma. They want all 3 of them.
Originally, with Magic Johnson there, I think they were gonna do all 3.
Okay.
I think also Kuzma didn't have a high expectation, right? So when he was performing, he was doing his job, when he was like performing out of this world, he was overachieving, right? So his value was the highest at that time. So when the Pelicans wanted like what you guys are saying, that they want all 3 of them, of course Lakers are gonna be like, oh, we will keep Kuzma because Kuzma is is overachieving, so his value could have gone even higher, right? They feel like,
Mm-hmm.
but then for Ingram and Lonzo, it was because like
The
they're
high
like
draft pick.
yeah, like LeBron was there, right? So like they don't feel like in order for them to get like to have LeBron there and like building for the pieces to get AD, they need to give up two. So Ingram and Lonzo was the highest pick, like the draft pick. So I think like they have to keep one of them. And Pelicans was, I don't think Pelicans will trade AD if they were saying like, oh, like if you don't give me Ingram or whoever, they're not gonna give him. So yeah, um, yeah. But I mean, I think that was the reason. But yeah, like you guys described it. You guys explained it pretty good already.
So I do want to go back to this. I remember last summer, um, the Lakers retooled, right? So they got rid of JaVale McGee, Dwight Howard, uh, Rondo, um, and then they signed Montrezl Harrell, Dennis
Dennis Schroeder.
Marc Gasol, and like at that time, everyone's like, "Wow, the Lakers got even better." Like coming into this season, everyone was saying the Lakers got better, right?
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And then they added Drummond, who looked pretty good in the first couple games, and he just didn't play the last two, right? And he got him on like a vet's minimum. Like he's walking. They're not going to pay him.
I don't think Drummond was that great for the Lakers, but yeah,
he was good the first couple games with AD, right? In the paint, there's two big bodies they couldn't really answer to.
They almost lost to the Warriors because they played Drummond too much. Like the turning point in that game was when Drummond got subbed out. Like, let's be real.
So Drummond, okay,
Yeah,
so you got
he's gonna walk.
So Schroeder's walking, or
Yeah.
he wants to, but he wants to get paid, right? He wants 20. He turned down 4 year and 80 something, so he wants 20 plus.
No way.
So 20 plus. So he's they can
no way
do a sign and trade for somebody, right?
Yeah.
So that's a piece for them. Wesley Matthews, he was. Oh yeah, sorry, that's one of the guys they brought in. Great with Dallas, not so great with Lakers. He's not under contract. Caruso is going to get that maybe 10 or 12, right? Jared Dudley's not coming back. They had Markieff Morris sign up for vets minimum while his brother's getting paid like a 4-year deal on the Clippers across town. So he's not coming back.
Well, Markieff is not the value of his brother. He's not as good as his brother.
But you're talking about like a $60 million difference. I don't think there's a $60 million gap between them.
That's true.
Yeah. And then you have THT, you have Drummond. Macklemore's done. I mean, they brought him in to try it out. Worked a few games, but they have 6 players. Yeah, 6 players under contract for $112 million. And then there's also rumors of Marc Gasol retiring.
Yeah.
Right, going back to Spain to play his last year. If he does that, it gives him what 2.7 on the cap. So realistically, you can sign one mid-level player, right? Should they use that on Caruso, or do they pay the tax and go into it with Schroeder?
I think you would have to sign and trade Schroeder.
But who wants him? Who wants him for 20?
I feel like there's gonna be teams. Like I can't get it on top of my head right now. But I feel like
which team needs a point guard he wants, let's say he wants to say he regrets it, he wants same contract. So you're looking at 4 years, 80, right? Minimum. Which NBA team needs a point guard?
New York Knicks.
Well, they can do it cheaper with Rose. I think
New York Knicks.
Knicks will need a point guard.
So would you not say they can sign Rose for the mid-level for 10.
Are
Say
you talking
40
about Lakers or New York?
No, New York.
Yeah, but then
If they're signing 20, they're gonna go after Lonzo Ball,
yeah,
right? They're not
yeah.
gonna do 20 for Schroeder.
Well, but the thing is, this year, like if I remember looking at the free agent class, right, this year, there's not a lot of options. So Dennis Schroeder will have a market for him. Like there will be suitors for him for sure, right? Because like I think Chris Paul is the number one, and then Kyle Lowry is
Kawhi,
number two.
Kawhi,
No, I mean
Kawhi.
like point
Oh,
guard,
okay. Well, there's
right?
also
Chris
there's
Paul,
still Conley.
yeah, no, like yeah. So it's Chris Paul, it's Lowry, is
Conley.
Conley, and then yeah, it's pretty much then it's like everybody else like everybody else under those three, right? So
Yeah.
there's not a lot
Every
of
team's got a
options.
point guard. Every team's got a pretty decent young point guard.
What if I know this is a very long stretch, but what if Chris Paul leaves Phoenix?
Okay, the rumor is he's opting out his 44 million.
And he wants $100 million contract,
Yeah.
like a multi-year $100 million contract.
Yeah.
I don't know what team will want to give him this contract. Like if I was
Okay.
Phoenix, I wouldn't want to give him this contract. Given his age, well, he's 36. Give a 4-year, $25 million contract until he's sign him until he's 40.
He's trying to fleece the NBA.
Am
bro.
I
think
am I crazy? And like James Jones, like he's not crazy.
Well, if they go far, say they make it to the finals, would you do that?
No.
If you don't, okay, then you might you let him walk, right? You let Chris Paul walk, you're probably back in one of those lottery teams now without Chris Paul.
No,
know what?
I don't think so. I don't think I think you should have enough faith in Ayton and Booker that they're not going to be a lottery team again.
Hey, I'll throw this team out. I'll throw the name of this team out. I'll throw in the Raptors in there. I mean, Lowry is free agent, so they might go for Schroeder. Schroeder if he
A sign and trade Lowry for Schroeder.
No, like Lowry is. I don't think Lowry is gonna be able to. Lowry's gonna resign with Raptors. He might wanna go to Sixers, right? So that's the rumor, right? But I mean, I don't see why Raptors wouldn't try to go for Schroeder, right? If he's a free agent.
No, nobody should go for Schroeder at 20 million.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying, right? If like for Raptors, like I don't think any superstar is gonna go to the Raptors. So
there's a lot
Schroeder
of
is a decent candidate to be interested, and like someone that will be interested to go to the Raptors if Raptors pay him enough. And Raptors, I think Raptors payroll is. I mean, they have a lot of payroll, right? So I don't see why they wouldn't go for him. Like they would try. I mean, depends on how much he's asking for.
Okay, so here's one thing. I'm gonna throw this out. It's kind of wild. So say Damian Lillard comes out and demands a trade. He's like, hey, I want to be traded to the Lakers. So
That's not happening.
He's not. I don't think. Okay,
That's not happening.
I don't think Damian Lillard is gonna ask.
He'll never do that. It's Dame. We know Dame.
Yeah, I don't think he will. I don't think he will ask for that.
Never.
Like if he gonna leave, I think he will. Like the chances of him going to the Knicks will be higher than going to the Lakers, right? Because Knicks is not like a super team, right? Like you don't have like that's a team that he can go and be like, oh, this is my team. But if he goes to the Lakers, it's like, oh, a super team. So like he would be criticized by everybody because then he was everybody's been saying it, right? He was the one that was saying like, oh, super team is whack, right? So if he go to the Lakers, then he's a hypocrite. So everybody's
everyone's done it.
But he would. But if you gonna
KD said that before too, right? KD said that before, and he did the same
Clark,
thing, right?
Clark,
So
if you're gonna throw that name out there, then I would just say he might as well just say he demands to go to the Knicks, and that would be a more reasonable destination.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Yeah, like he won't. I don't think Damian Lillard will go to any team that already have like an established superstar. But yeah, Knicks will definitely be a team that he will be interested. Let's say, what would be another like a competing team or playoff?
Miami. Like there's some talk about Miami too.
Yeah, like he can go to those. And then those doesn't qualify, like those team doesn't qualify as a super team. So like yeah, but not the
Okay.
Lakers. I don't think he will.
Okay, so who are the Lakers getting? I just don't see too
Well,
many moves
all
that
right.
gonna
So for
push them
me,
over the top.
just me personally, I was just like watching, reading all these articles and watching like other people talking. Um, I don't think KCP. I feel like they need to trade Kuzma. I feel like Kuzma is probably gonna be a chip to package into something. It really depends on what AD and LeBron's mindset is. Right? Do they want to do they want to go for another championship? Because this year's proved that they are. I don't know if they're gonna be able to go for another run next year.
They need a
Um,
third guy.
yeah, they need a third guy,
Yeah.
so they have to like sign and trade, like what you guys are saying. So they either have to sign and trade Schroeder, because they have to match salary, right? It's very complicated, but like they need to package it somehow. And I feel like Kuzma is probably like the one that have the most value, even though he didn't have a great season.
Okay,
So
and with that third piece, I think it has to be probably a point guard.
yeah, they probably need to get a
They don't
point.
have any point guards. If they don't if they don't sign Caruso and Schroeder, they lose their point guards.
When we were saying about sign and trade Lowry and Schroeder, that deal, I feel like they need like Lakers need a point guard like a Kyle Lowry caliber. And I feel like that deal makes sense in that sense. I
It
don't know
makes
if it's gonna
sense,
work.
but
No,
it's
like
just
I don't
this
know
is
if
the
it's gonna
last
work.
trade. This is the last trade
I
on the line.
honestly am not like I don't really know a lot about that salary cap thing, but that deal, if they can pull something out like that, I think that deal is good for both teams. Lowry get to compete for one more championship, and then
So,
Lakers, and then Raptors get Schroeder and maybe Kuzma, right? And they have a good draft. Like they get their lottery, right? Like Raptors this year, so
okay, so you got LeBron, you got AD, and you have Lowry. They're probably gonna play like 90 games combined. Okay, they're not going anywhere. They're always injured.
no, but at least it's like a decent. It's a
Well,
team.
I
It's
mean,
a team to compete though. It's not
I
because I
don't
don't think
think
LeBron and
so.
AD is enough. You know what I'm saying?
I think given a good offseason rest, I think next season they will both come back pretty healthy and they'll be able to play the whole season. That's what I think.
37.
Yeah, but LeBron's still gonna be LeBron. Okay.
Yeah.
Like
All the EPOs, all the HGH possible.
But
Okay.
yeah, it doesn't look good for the Lakers. Definitely, they're supposed to cap the cap, and
they have what 2 more years to push, and then that's probably it, right?
Yeah, they got 2 more years. What is it? 2 more years.
2 more years of LeBron. 2 more years of
Now LeBron goes to whatever team drafts his son.
Ronnie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else that you guys want to talk about?
It's not a very. I'll be honest. I'm not. I am not a Laker fan, right? I'm rooting against them, but I just don't feel very hopeful for them, which is even for me. I'm like if I'm the team, I don't feel excited about potential.
That's why they need to go for it. Like I think that's the part where I think we all three agree on that part. It's like because their future doesn't look good, they need to push for it. They need to go for it the next 2 years. They need to get something. So like if they're gonna sacrifice their like long-term future, they need to, right? Because
they can also pay the tax, like a lot of tax, like say like Golden State, and they can sign like another.
Yeah. And that's why I feel like I remember yesterday when I was watching the broadcast, the inside the NBA crew, they were saying, yeah, like Lowry would be a bridge for them if they took that middle of the season deal with the Raptors, the rumor one. So like they need a third piece for sure, right? And Schroeder is not gonna cut it. Kyle Lowry, he's I feel like he's still pretty good. So if you're not gonna go for the superstars, then you need someone like a Kyle Lowry caliber point guard who will give you like decent production,
Mm-hmm.
and then you see if you can get it. You see if you can contend for the next year or two, right? And then if you don't, then you don't. And then LeBron retires and AD like sign a contract with another team, and then you just rebuild, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That was pretty good recap.
Yeah.
Lakers. Well, I'm sure we'll be back. We'll update. We'll revisit this once free agency starts, right?
Yeah.
Once the playoff is over, right?
For sure. Yeah.
There'll be part 2 to this.
There'll be part 2 to this.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Stay tuned, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we're out.